White now.
And yeah, a fairly bright light starts to emanate from the object, and the mist turns white as you pick it up, and the shadows start to kind of go nuts. They're sort of weaving in and out of that mist.
Hmm.
And that mist is very magical, by the way.
Oh, okay. But I've got it's emanating out of the well itself, or the thing that I grabbed.
Both. The well itself looks like it's maybe bleeding off. Bleeding off energy.
Okay. Well, what about the thing I grabbed? Can I pull it out?
Yes, and you start to pull it out. It's heavier than you thought it would be, which is odd because you're using Mage Hand. And how can you feel its weight?
Oh.
But yeah, eventually, confusingly, it comes to the surface.
All right, I grab it with some calipers. Oh, it's a big diamond.
Roxy
it is
it
is a massive. It's a very large crystal. As you look into it, it looks like, most diamonds have many facets on the inside. This seems to have infinite facets, and in fact, it looks like the space inside the diamond is somehow much larger than it should normally contain. And things are moving around in there. You swear you can see galaxies.
Cool.
I believe it.
Let's sell it.
All right, I grab the calipers and I say, "Let's cheese it back to the portal. We got what we need. Run."
Yeah.
And
I have no objection.
It definitely seems sound advice, especially after the
Oh, that's a wonderful sound of
the shadows start to close on you. Here they seem to be rapidly developing mouths.
Oh boy.
And shrieking in an unearthly way. And
time to go. Time to go.
Fangs upon fangs.
Stop drinking on the job, I've told you.
You also notice something happening behind you, and that is that, what you noticed looked an awful lot like jaws are starting to move, and something is starting to come up out of the earth as that big mouth you were in is starting to close, and something is waking up.
Yeah. Big problems.
I'm cheesing it.
Cheesing it. I hop on my rhino and it rides away. Right into the sunset.
And I'm going to need another survival check.
Not it.
To try and navigate your way back.
Assist him.
Right.
Assist him.
What's that going to do?
know.
It's going to be an 11
I know
anyway.
it doesn't matter.
I'm rolling my own. And I got marginally better, so therefore I'm great.
Okay, yeah, 16 will do it.
I'm following the lizard. He seems to know where he's going better.
You can make it to the base of that tower. There are these distant thuds, almost like heartbeats.
That doesn't sound good.
You realize worryingly enough that it might be a heart beating somewhere 1,000 feet below you.
That is entirely possible.
That doesn't make any sense. Do we?
And something is definitely coming. Part of the sky gets blotted out. Is that a hand?
I hope not.
But go ahead and roll survival again. The shadows are also hot on your heels.
Thomas,
here.
Can I?
I'm getting better.
Him?
Keep following me.
You can. You can either assist each other or roll individual.
Oh.
Well, I don't.
We're all
mean to
tied
be
together.
Just just like I roll to assist there, but I think with with levitation or fly, I could help us weave a path.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'd be able to see above, even though
You did all tie yourselves together. So if one person makes a survival check, you all make it.
Okay, good. That was such
Cool
a good
thing about
idea.
you levitating is you'd be kind of like what's that activity where like you get a parachute and like a boat pulls you around?
Parasailing?
Yeah, you'd be like parasailing up there.
Actually, that really
You
works. And then I
levitate
could,
straight up and then you just parasail.
and I could just point out over to the right is a cavity, over to the left is a creature. That works.
But no, you make it back to the pillars of rock that all seem to look the same. It's just, pillar after pillar that you almost indiscernible. There's a couple with, very odd markings on them. You notice they're sort of tilted at crazy angles, and the ground is disturbed here. And in fact, as you look at them, they twitch and start to move a little bit and extend up from the ground. It definitely looks like those might be claws.
Hmm.
We're almost there.
So go ahead and make one more survival check for me.
Hold your horses.
Oh, there we go.
Good. And
I could pull a horse off my robe.
That's right. You have like 50 goddamn horses.
I have 2 horses, not 50.
Oh, you have 50 dogs.
Yeah, if we feel like we're about to get grabbed by something, I'll just pull a dog off and like use it as a distraction. You should like yelping in the background, like
Yipe, yipe, yipe,
Good,
yipe.
that'll draw more of them to it, not to us.
there is definitely something coming now. You feel the ground start to shift and change as whatever is at the core of this planet, slumbering inside of it like an egg, starts to wake up.
That is really disconcerting.
The
Yeah. Totally
The-
gonna have to come back here, I can guarantee it.
the shadows are in hot pursuit now. They are their echoing screams seem to be maybe a way of them trying to find you. You're not sure. But they're definitely
Is that
hunting
so?
you actively now. And
Thomas. No, but I do have an idea. What if
Yes,
I
Dustin.
used my illusion to create a sound that mimics theirs to throw them off, either through disrupting their echolocation or something
so
like that?
I'm going to just go ahead and assume you do that, and it does look like it throws them off a little bit. They were using echolocation, and that messes with them a little bit, especially as you start to enter the city. The part of the city where you were before. And this, these walls are tricky for them to navigate. They seem a little more real here for whatever. And they lose some of their abilities to phase through things or to disappear and reappear somewhere else. They start to become more corporeal, which is more horrifying because now you can see just how many hundreds and hundreds of them are following you very closely. But also, you can see that they're confused and they don't really know where you are. As
I'm
the
gonna
sounds
use my
start to
rhino
bounce
to
off.
just charge through all these walls.
Okay, yeah. You just go that way. Yeah, you charge through the walls and make it back to the.
Where's Roxian? Oh, I guess we're leaving him behind. I'm pushing the button. Sorry, Roxian, we couldn't
fucking
wait
run.
for you.
Ah.
Rastos only has the speed of 40. It's not that much faster. Oh, I guess Roxian's not coming with us. I pushed the button.
You push the button and it goes click.
And Roxanne gets left behind.
No, it just goes click.
That's not good. I push the button. I turn it off and on again.
So you pull a little crystal, put it back in. It just goes click again. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
I
Yeah,
just did.
yeah,
He just did.
nice.
Steve, you gonna move your token already?
Thupus, do something! I throw Thupus' gem at them.
He just oh dear! He sails through the air.
That poor bastard. Please don't actually do that though. We might need him.
No, but,
Sail.
He can't now. He's been bolted onto me.
No, the Arcana check.
Two
You
of you
realize
together.
that on this object, there was a couple little diodes out of place that had to be clicked back into place and maybe reseated a little bit. You hand it back to Lily, fixed.
Oh, I pushed the button again.
And with a bzzt, as the creatures near ever closer.
You hear a voice and it says, "Teleporter charging. 10 minutes until teleportation."
Oh god.
Don't give me ideas. Steve has warned you about this.
Right.
It was. Listen, you know that was funny. Don't shut up.
It was
No,
pretty good.
you feel like something has just grabbed you and yanked you backwards. Very uncomfortably back to the teleporter room.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It never feels better.
Thomas, nothing
Mhm.
came through with us, did it?
No, nothing looks like it came through with you. As a matter of fact, there are a couple, leftover shadow hands that look like they fall down, maybe sheared off cleanly, and just disappear into mist.
Nice.
Very good. So, full disclosure time, Thomas. How dangerous were those things?
They were pretty dangerous.
So we made the better choice here to not engage them.
Yes.
Seems like it, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that
good.
would have been a real. That would have been a real tough fight at the start there.
Yeah.
I feel
especially-
like just shooting any magic at it would have just fed them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Magic is mostly a healing effect for them. It does some damage, but it can heal them depending on how well they're
Yeah.
safe.
That is uncomfortable.
That was cool.
That was definitely pretty cool.
And yeah, of course the baby elder god, kind of a challenging fight at this stage in the game.
A little bit.
maybe,
Little bit, yeah.
Well, with no anathema for it in it.
Yeah, it's not a thing that should have V. It's an elder god. I don't know if they have anathemas. You'll have to find out.
No.
Who knows if they can be killed?
Oh boy, I
They
look
got
forward
the
to
word
finding out.
God in their name, so.
Mhm.
Certainly not anything that you could kill below level 10.
Yeah, I imagine not. Probably not.
Need to be at least level 12 or 13 for that.
Well, that was fun. So I look at the
deep
robot.
sigh
Like,
of
what'd you
relief.
grab?
Well, behold, and I lift up this huge diamond. The catalyst. Notice the intricate, tiny dimensions inside of it. It's just like glowing, like just radiating. It's like hold it aloft.
appraise it.
Yeah, I'm curious about the inside of it.
Yeah.
He's-
I noticed that it does
Like,
need. It
you
does
got, like,
appear to
fenders.
be. It does appear to have some sort of like spatial properties to it, so I don't want it going in my bag just in case.
Yes,
Hmm.
that might
Imagine
not be
so,
the
yeah.
greatest idea. Yes, because it definitely looks like there's some space-time stuff going on in there. It is
Love
also eldritch magic, by the way.
Just
Thomas,
to be
if I
safe.
tap on this, does it destroy galaxies?
Like if he shakes it, does that like?
Cause a cataclysm.
Like yeah. The suns explode.
Little clip.
What are you looking for, man?
Low clip.
Sounds right. Right? So weird.
But no, it is definitely a large gem.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
Right. So was that part of the?
That was what we came for, or rather, much
Yes,
more than what
it's
we
the
came for,
catalyst.
honestly.
Yeah. The question is, how do we turn this into the anathema for the Shykorth?
Well, we get all the
Mm.
other stuff together, we mix it in a pot, and then we rub it on the catalyst.
I mean,
Yeah.
kind of.
Or submerge the catalyst in it is what the notes seem to suggest was his original
yeah, I don't have
plan.
the note.
Or at least allow the catalyst to come in contact with it, which would transmute it, because that is, after all, what a catalyst does. It assists
sense.
a reaction, or maybe causes a reaction to occur. It doesn't necessarily consume the catalyst, but it definitely allows something to happen that ordinarily.
I'll be right back in 1 second.
Okay.
All right. I don't see any reason to hesitate doing that unless we think that the effects of it, the experiment, would be temporary. But that doesn't seem reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to believe that would be temporary.
So, isn't there like an alchemical lab in here somewhere?
It's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So you have access to.
Let's not ask any
le-
questions about how the rhino got down here.
Don't worry about that.
Listen, all right. It's a narrative conceit.
He's like a familiar. He has a pocket dimension.
Look, that's not important right now.
He's got a rhino dimension.
A rhino dimension.
It's just a dimension filled with rhinos.
Yeah.
Mechanical or otherwise. All right. Well, here, give me the notes. I'll try to follow the recipe.
All
I don't know
right.
if there's gonna be any tool proficiencies required for that, but I'm quite adept at alchemist supplies. I have a 9. Pretty fucking good.
That is pretty good. And in fact, you're able to procure enough stuff to craft what you hope is going to be a sturdy enough container to hold this liquid, because it is going to be a liquid.
Hmm.
In fact, it's probably going to be a pot of acid, some grade A fungicide.
Nice.
Don't
Drink. Do not drink.
Probably close to
Not nearly as delicious as Tide Pod.
like a more specialized universal solvent, where it would probably dissolve or disintegrate almost anything it touched.
Hey, Spellulon, you want to dip your hand in here?
In addition, it would, just like it would act as sort of a perversion of the of what Shykorth does and what the Thalma parasite that she's made out of does, and that it eats magic and converts it into whatever energy she uses to grow and become larger and spread her tendrils further, right?
Hmm.
So
This is a revelation.
If you're that was the whole point, is that that
No,
mold.
the she.
Oh well, I think I.
I don't think
gendered
it's ever been. I don't think it's ever been
twice.
gendered.
Okay,
before.
yeah. No,
I just thought it was like a plant. It was like a heart that just grows plants.
that's certainly what the descriptions of her state the form is.
Mm-hmm.
Is just a big central mass, growing feelers, but no, this would no. They were in the process of getting ready to craft this anathema, and I was narrating the alchemy roll based on what it would do. It would essentially be a pot of acid, or close to acid, or fungicide, plant killer, whatever you want to call it. It would dissolve just about any physical matter it touched, with the exception of its container. One use, so it better be a good throw. And
did we dip the gem in this already?
No, not yet. This is what you are surmising it will become.
Well, I'm trying to make it right now.
Yes, but the more you combine the ingredients, the more its purpose is revealed to you. And yeah, it makes sense, because this dissolves and breaks the bonds between magic, just like acid breaks down the physical form of something, and was probably the only way to counteract how Shykorth is able to grow, because it would prevent her from doing that, because the magic chains would be broken. It would be like if all the proteins in your body denatured at once.
This is all thanks to the
just
deadly
like melt into goo.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, you would
We
coagulate.
should test it out. Let's drop the eye in there.
This
That's
is
the other thing. You thought about that. You thought about dropping the eye in there to test it for a minute, and you realized what would happen. It would disenchant it.
It would just have an eyeball on a necklace.
This could probably. It would probably also dissolve the physical form as well, but this could probably destroy a magic item.
Oh boy.
Or a magical artifact of some kind, not just Shykorth. It's just like how if you had stabbed any living thing with Chalnath Anathema, the blade, it probably would have died, because it was a very, very evil dagger filled with horrible dark energies that ripped him back to his home plane. And
if were I to disenchant an object, would that consume the acid?
Yes.
So
it would
don't
neutralize
do that.
it. No, yeah, this is definitely a one-use thing. Yeah, and in fact,
how much would it fuck up your campaign if I did that?
Lots, I'm gonna guess.
It wouldn't fuck up my campaign. It would fuck up your campaign.
Yeah.
God damn it! They gotta get all those ingredients again.
Yeah,
Even the diamond. Where are we gonna get another dimensional diamond?
And so, by the way, as you're making this, you hesitate, and then you combine the ingredients and plunk that diamond in there. It sizzles and foams at the bottom. It doesn't get consumed, though. And as a matter of fact, when this is finished, going from because there were things were not mixing nicely in there. It was sort of smoking and bubbling, and it was sort of a puke green with mixtures of.
I mean, it makes sense. Every time I would try to stir it, the object would dissolve.
Yeah. Well, when
it's
you
like
drop
one of
the
those
diamond
cartoons where you stick the spoon in and then you stir it and then you pull the spoon out. It's like dissolved.
When you drop the diamond in there, it hisses and boils. The air drops about 6 degrees as a very intense endothermic reaction takes place, and it sucks all the warmth out of there. The skies get all staticky, and it clears up into a deep violet, but clear and translucent liquid with the diamond intact at the bottom. And in fact, you were smart enough to drop it in there with calipers. So with a bit of creative fishing, you're able to shake it out and get it out unharmed.
Hmm.
It looks the same. It looks unchanged.
Interesting.
No, it's not.
No, it's still the same
It
as
was
nice and
a
vibrant as it
catalyst.
was
It
before.
was a catalyst, not a reagent.
Doesn't get used up.
It doesn't get used up. No, but you've
Well,
definitely
it's so
still
tiny,
got
it's
the
so tiny,
catalyst.
It's hard to even notice.
Oh, I know. Do you see my avatar, Steve? I know. Really? You can't see my winking robot?
You're winking, robot.
All right, my pizza's done cooking. I'll be back in like 1 second.
All right.
I'm all right with that.